Being bound by hundreds and thousands of desires, by lust and anger, they secure money by illegal means for sense gratification. Bhagavad Gita 16.12. So, in our previous class, we were discussing this point that people, their hearts are filled with so much of desires, so much of lust and anger, and to serve those desires, of course, that is sense gratification, they just run after money because that money is the medium of uh, exchange exchange which give objects to satisfy their senses. So how it is illegal means, we discussed this point that money, even any shopkeeper, he's so loyal, but then also if he's earning money and he's not using it in service of Lord, then it is illegal only. Moving forward, consequently, although there is no lack of money in the world, there is a scarcity of peace. So much human energy is being diverted to making money. For the general population has increased its capacity to make more and more of dollars. But in the long run, the result is that this unrestricted and unlawful monetary inflation has created a bad economy all over the world and has provoked us to manufacture huge and costly weapons to destroy the very result of such cheap money making. So that's why you will see now, Prabhupada has told this thing that human beings, of course, they have to earn money for livelihood, but maximum hour of working should be 8 hours. But then also you will see people work 12, 14 hours. They just want to earn more and more. And if you will ask them that why are you working so much, why you want to earn so much of money, then they will say, of course they will say, for the sake of survival. This is also fact that for the sake of survival, this much money is not needed. But due to lots of unnecessary desires, for for fulfilling those desires, they are earning so much of money, and because of that they have to work so much. I met one person day before yesterday. It's been 2 3 days. So same thing I asked him. He told me that I work for 12 hours. I don't have time to read Gita or for any other work. I work 12 hours. So I asked him that if I ask you this question, that why are you working so much? So he was just thinking. He was not replying. Then I said, yes, you will say that you are doing it for the sake of survival. Then he agreed, yes, 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 you are right. Then I asked him, and if I ask you, why are you surviving? Then same, this is natural. People have no answer for this. That why are they surviving? Just for animalistic things. Eating, mating, sleeping and defending. So yes, because they want to make so much of money, they have increased their capacity to work so much. See, this is true that human beings have capacity, they can do lots of things, they are so talented. But what if they turn their talents towards Krishna, towards the right thing? What will they will have a great fortune if they will do this. But unknowingly, because of lack of knowledge, they're just wasting this precious human life. This is true. The leaders of the big money making countries are not really enjoying peace, but are making plans to save themselves from the imminent destruction by nuclear weapons. Yes, you will see One whole country is assuming another whole country his enemy, and they just destroy everything by using these nuclear weapons and stuff. But you will see same thing. I heard this thing from one devotee. He was telling this thing that you will see one whole country is assuming another country as his enemy. Why? Because Krishna is not in center. But when Prabhupada ji was there, you will see one country who is assuming another country enemy. At that time, Prabhupada ji preached this knowledge of Krishna consciousness, and the members of those countries only, they were joining hands and they were chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. They were dancing in Hare Krishna Mahamantra Sankirtan together. This is reality. So see the power of this Krishna consciousness. This is again because of their ignorance only, that they are assuming themselves enemies. Even you will see that members are not even, they even haven't seen their faces, and then also they are assuming themselves enemies of themselves, of each other. So this is completely foolishness. If you haven't seen anyone and you're assuming that that person is your enemy, so they are just wasting their time like this, and they are not getting any peace of this. Even if you will see, they are doing this also, all these fights, disputes and all. Why they are doing this? They are thinking that if we will do this, if we will destroy that country, then we will get peace. But then also they never get peace. They only get frustration, because any bad thing, anyone who will do any bad thing, they can't get peace out of it. Frustration will increase. So yes, they are just instead of enjoying peace, they are making plans to save themselves from imminent destruction by nuclear weapons. In fact, huge sums of money are being thrown into the sea by way of experiments with these dreadful weapons. What does that mean? That you will see, for experimentations also, they have to spend lots of money. So throwing money into sea means that lots of money is being wasted due to these experimentations. In this way, the nations are being bound by the laws of karma. When men are motivated by the impulse for sense gratification, whatever money is earned is spoiled. Why? Because he is using it for his own for his own self-interest. And anyone who will use anything for his own self-interest, that has to be spoiled. He will have to suffer. And devotees, practically, they can experience this thing, that the day they have started giving everything in service of Lord Krishna, whatever they use, the food they eat, the clothes they wear, or whatever they use, the day they started giving it in service of Krishna, it's not like things are spoiling. I am observing this thing, that earlier I used to have many things, so they used to get spoiled. They will fall down, they will break. But I'm observing this thing, that things are not spoiling. Why? Because we are using it in service of Krishna. So we are not attached to those things, of course, but we are conscious that this is for Lord's service. This laptop or mobile phone which we are using it for the sake of hearing Krishna Katha or whatever related to Krishna only. So this is practical. Are you relate with this, Rukmini Mataji? Things are not getting spoiled or waste now. So this is true. But if it is being used for sense gratification, then it has to be spoiled. Being spent for the destruction of the human race. The energy of the human race is thus wasted by the laws of nature because of man's aversion to the Lord, who is actually the proprietor of all energies. See, very beautiful point Prabhupada ji is telling here, that there is only one reason why any person is not giving whatever he is using in service of Lord. Envy for Krishna. Envy means he's not accepting Krishna as the proprietor of everything. He's assuming himself as a proprietor, that I am the proprietor, I will use these are mine. So of course, they will have to suffer. So this is really nice line, what Prabhupada ji is telling, that the energy of the human race, they are just running in a race. They are just running in a race that I have to get this, I have to get this, I have to compete at that person, I have to compete that person, this person. They are just running in this race, and they are just actually wasting their energies. And because of man's aversion to the Lord, who is actually thus wasted by the laws of nature, because of man's aversion to the Lord, envy for the Lord, who is actually the proprietor of all the energies. So one, whether he accept it or not, Lord will always be the proprietor of everything, whether he accept it or not. If he will accept it, and if he will use anything which he is using in service of Lord, then it will be his fortune. But if he is not doing it, he's assuming himself as the ultimate proprietor, then it is his misfortune. So this one should understand. Very important point. Okay, moving forward now. Wealth is worshipped and is referred to as Mother Lakshmi, or the goddess of fortune. It is her position to serve Lord Narayan, the source of all the Naras or living beings. Mother Lakshmi. You know, Mother Lakshmi, Lakshmi ji, she is always in the service of Lord. She is always surrendered at the lotus feet of Lord Vishnu, Lord Narayan. Are you able to catch this point? Who is Mother Lakshmi? Goddess of fortune. All the, yes, goddess of fortune, all the wealth. She is the queen of wealth. Not only of earth, but all the material worlds plus spiritual world also. And she is in the service of the lotus feet of Lord. Now see how fortunate we are. When one can assume now who we are serving, how great Krishna is, the queen of fortune, wealth. She herself in the service of Lord Krishna. She's serving lotus feet of Lord Krishna. The Naras are also meant to serve Narayan under the guidance of the goddess of fortune. So what Prabhupada ji is telling here, you should take some lesson from Mother Lakshmi, that even she is serving lotus feet of Krishna. Then who are you? Where is your number? So you should take some lesson from Mother Lakshmi. That Naras are also meant to serve Narayan under the guidance of the goddess of fortune. The living being cannot enjoy the goddess of fortune without serving Narayan. See now how big offense actually it is. An offense if someone is trying to enjoy money. Money is actually Lakshmi only. So it is actually an offense that they are trying to enjoy goddess of fortune, who is always in the service of Lord Narayan. So what Prabhupada ji is telling here, that you can't get any benefit, even you are earning so much, but then also your money will get spoiled if you will not serve Lord Narayana. And therefore, whoever desires to enjoy her wrongly will be punished by the laws of nature. And this is happening. You will see people, they who want so much of money and they are not giving in, they are not using it in the service of Lord. Their money uh, is snatched by Maya Devi. How? Either they will get any big disease, or any thief will take their money, or whatever, any mishappening happens with them. This is true. These things happen. If they are not using money in service of Lord, then any mishappening will happen with them and their money will be spoiled. These laws, so yeah, this is what Prabhupada ji is saying, that if they are desiring to enjoy her wrongly, will be punished by the laws of nature. These laws will make certain that the money itself will bring about destruction instead of peace and prosperity. So one more point we can learn from here, that if someone have so much of money, then that doesn't mean that peace and prosperity also exists there. It is not mandatory. It is not necessary. People who have lots of money, they are also struggling, because money can't give anyone happiness. They can only give comforts. It can only give comforts. Unlawfully accumulated money is now being snatched from miserly citizens by various methods of state taxation for the future civil and international war fund, which is spending money in a wasteful and destructive manner. Yes, once Prabhuji was telling that there is a specific amount of tax which one has to give. So people who have high package, who earn so much, like whose salary is in lakhs or crore. Suppose anyone who is earning 1 crore, for example, then he will have to give 30 lakhs rupees of tax. Can you just imagine 30 lakhs rupees tax? And it's not like government who is taking tax. It's not like they are also not using it in service of Lord. In service of Lord, yes, they are not. They are also not using it. They are also spending that money in wasteful and destructive manner. So now see, if they will ask to give 30 lakh rupees in service of Lord, you just donate it in temple. They will not donate it. They are ready to give it for tax to government, but they will not donate in temple. The citizens are no longer satisfied with just enough money to maintain a family nicely and cultivate spiritual knowledge, both of which are essential in human life. And you will see these things are only getting, like, there is no, what to say, people are not thinking about that they should cultivate some spiritual knowledge, they should read some shastras. They are not thinking about these things, but these are the essential in human life. See, again and again, every day we should think about this thing, that whatever we can do in this human life, we can't do in any other species. So same thing I was telling this to that person, that, oh, okay, you are not aware about this question, you are not reading Gita also. Then you should read Gita. Why are you not reading it? Because you can only read it in this life only, human life only. I was giving him so much of, I was preaching him that you might know this, that we are not this body, we are soul, and we got this human body after 84 lakh species. So he was saying, yes, yes, I have heard this. I heard this. So I told him that, then why are you not reading Gita? Why are you not using full potential of your human life? So you can also preach like this. People will get convinced that, yeah, this is true. If I will ask any animal to read Gita or to chant Hare Krishna, they will not be able to do it. So I should at least give it a try. So I request you, my dear devotees, you just for once, you just open their account. Even if they are not able, even if they not survive in spirituality for long, then also you just try to open their account for once. Once their account will open, then they will definitely become devotee in future. Of course, we should try to preach them. We should try that they may survive for always. But then also, if it's not happening, then you just leave it to Lord. He will handle. But you should at least try to open their accounts, not bank accounts. Accounts means you should connect them with Krishna consciousness. This way only you can help them. Okay. Now everyone wants money unlimitedly to satisfy insatiable desires. Means people are, again, we discussed this point, that they just want money because they want to gratify their senses. They just want to fulfill their unnecessary desires to gratify their senses. But you will see these desires never get fulfilled. The more you desire, the more you try to fulfill them, more desires will come, and more you will try to fulfill them, more desires will come, and person will end up frustrating himself only. In proportion to the people's unlawful desires, their accumulated money is taken away by the agents of illusory energy. Who are the agents of illusory energy? Means agents of Maya Devi in the shape of medical practitioners. Now, this is practical example. You will see so-called doctors, not every doctor, but yeah, many doctors do like this. They will create a very big bill of medicines or all the charges. Once Prabhuji was telling that there was a devotee, he had something, any issue in his throat. So he went to a doctor, and doctor inserted a thin pipe through his nose to his neck. And later he told that you are suffering from cancer. you're suffering from cancer, you have to take a treatment to get rid of it. So he was very much depressed. After 2-3 days, one devotee gave him any homeopathic medicine of 10 rupees. He took that medicine and he never got any problem in his throat after that, after taking that disease. And yes, that doctor who was telling all these things, he said, you will have to spend thousands of rupees. He told some amount. So see how people, they just fool people. They just want to snatch their money. So these are the agents of illusory energy, Maya Devi. This is practical thing. There was one Mataji, I was telling this earlier also. She's my mother's friend only. So she also earns, her son also earned. Suddenly, her eye got any blockage. So she was not even able to see with her eye, one eye. She was okay, but suddenly it happened. And she spent like lots of money was spent in her treatment. So this is true that if anyone who is not giving or using his money, his wealth in service of Lord, then his money will be taken by the agents of Maya Devi. Next is lawyers. Now this also Prabhuji was telling once that you will see there are two lawyers who will fight any case. So they will show like they are the greatest enemies. They just show like this, that I will, what to say, that I will win this case, that I will win this case. They show like this, but after that, both of them, they just enjoy tea. They enjoy tea time together. So they are actually friends. Those lawyers who are fighting case in public, in court, but from, like, if we see, then they are actually friends of each other and they just share tea, they are just enjoying. So basically, lawyers also charge so much of money. This is true. So yes, this is how agents of Maya Devi take away money. Tax collectors, we already discussed this. Societies, constitutions, so-called holy man, all the Babajis and all. We discussed this example also, that Babaji came and he said, you give me some gold and I will double the quantity of this gold. And after taking that gold, that Babaji, he just ran away and he never came back. So these types of people also there. Famines, earthquakes, and many similar calamities. So any mishappening will come. Any thief will come and he will take all the money or gold, jewelry, whatever. So these are the examples. These are the agents of Maya Devi, illusory energy of Lord Krishna. But then also, see, after even they suffer all these sufferings, all these mishappenings happen, then also they don't understand that we should now, at least now we should start giving in service of Lord. Then also they don't understand this thing. One miser who hesitated to purchase a copy of Back to Godhead spent $2,000 for a week's supply of medicine and then died. So Prabhupada is telling some examples here that people, if we will ask them to buy any spiritual book or you give donation to Krishna, or even if you are not giving any donation also, then also in your house only, whatever you are doing, you just do in service of Krishna. You use it in service of Krishna. But that also they don't do. Another man who refused to spend a cent for the service of the Lord wasted thousands of dollars in a legal suit between the members of his home. Yes, you will see even family members also, they also become enemies for the sake of getting money or properties. This is also very practical example. Real brothers, they fight for properties and all. Why? Because Krishna is not in center. Anyone who will become a devotee, who is a devotee, his life is really chill. We don't need any property. Okay, you want it, I'm donating you, you take it. I just want to do my bhajan. Devotees don't have properties also, they don't have much money also, because they don't keep such things with themselves, so much of money or stuff like that, because they are aware that if we will keep these things with us, then we will end up attaching with themselves. It will be a reason for attachment, and which will hamper our bhakti. So devotees really have a chill life. There are innumerable similar instances occasioned by the dictation of illusory nature. Indeed, that is the law of nature. If money is not devoted to the service of the Lord, it must be spent as spoiled energy in the form of legal problems or diseases. Foolish people do not have the eyes to see such facts. Therefore, the laws of the Supreme Lord befool them. So, see, when we discuss these things, I remember so many incidents happened in my past life. Not life, past, like in my past. I often remember all those incidents that, yeah, that day which happened with me, this was the reason. Krishna was not in center, or I was not doing in anything by connecting it with Krishna. That's why I was in so much of trouble. That's why I was struggling at that time. Or in other people life also, in others people life also, you see any instances, you will be able to relate with this. That yeah, Krishna is not in center. That's why they are struggling. So you don't have to see any drama there. You should go and preach them. If you will not tell them, if you will not help them, then they will be struggling like this only. You know, by practicing Krishna consciousness, this helping nature automatically comes. Because devotee are so much aware about this thing that yeah, there was a time when we were also struggling like this. And that person is also struggling. We should help him. I should help him. I should tell him. Our duty is to tell him. Now, if he agrees, it is good. If he is not agreeing, then also Krishna is seeing our efforts. Krishna is watching our efforts. So this is very much important, that anyone who is not using anything in service of Lord, it will get spoiled. And even after these mishappenings also, they don't understand. So, because it is because of ignorance only. So, devotees should try to help them by preaching this knowledge of Krishna consciousness. All right, we will stop our discussion here. We will continue our discussion in next class if Krishna is willing. Hare Krishna. Jai Srila Prabhupada.